Welcome back to Port Elizabeth and Aldo Scribanti racetrack just outside the city. It's race 2 action about to start, but before we go, we're going to go and catch up with some of the drivers and the cars for the grid walk. And Laren actually caught up on the grid with some of the past champions and the MD of Volkswagen South Africa, Thomas Schaefer.
Thomas, Polo as a brand is well known in South Africa and the world.
Yeah, that's true, Laren. We have 20 years of Polo Cup racing now this year. And also the Polo and the Vivos are the South Africans' most sold vehicles by far for like 5 years in a row. So people love Polos and Vivos, and we're very excited about that because, as you can see, that makes a whole different picture from last year to this year. We're very excited about this racing series this year.
Michael Stephen, you've won this championship before, you're going into GTC. What's your feelings looking back on this series?
Yeah, it's an absolutely brilliant series. I think it's been running for almost 20 years now. And you can just see there's a lot of drivers who have come through the series and gone on to greater things. So it's a fantastic stepping stone, and it's still got strong and big numbers. And it's great to come out and watch the racing,
Chops, you won this a couple of years ago. You've seen the changes in the cars. You've seen the youngsters coming through. Your impressions and feelings?
Well, I had some of the best years of my career in this formula, and definitely it was a stepping stone for me to even get some recognition on the international platform. But having said that, I think Volkswagen has done quite a great job with these cars and nurturing of young drivers to later on take different parts in their racing careers.
Sheldon, how did Engen Volkswagen Cup help your racing career?
Well, we've proved that South African drivers are top level. With my brother Jordan, everyone's been here, and it's really showed that it really prepares you for the next step in international motorsports. And I'm just really grateful for what VW Motorsport have done for us young drivers. And it's great to see and great to have this sort of backing from South African motorsport.
It certainly is. 20 years with Engen, 20 years of Volkswagen backing a brand and of racing that is really turned into something quite spectacular. Let's see now what happens for race number 2. Whoa! Kuda Vasuri not holding back at all. Just sneaking through and finding an opportunity that probably wasn't there. Race 1 winner here we're on board with as they head down towards turn 1. Remember, it's an inverted grid, so it's Sean Lereserve who will be on pole position. Can he do the unthinkable and win from the front like he's done every single time he's been on pole? As they head into the S's now, he's got a huge field on his tail. And it looks like it's going to be a difficult task for him. Not more than for Kuda Vasuri, who's being helped around here by a spin out from Chris Shorter. Shorter got it all out of shape. Vasuri, unfortunately, had to take evasive action and spun out right in front of Bland. Bland loses out to Bedingfield, takes out Simon Need as they go through hanger sweep. Absolutely everything she's got. Simon Need had to give way there. Fortunately, there was just enough room for those two cars to make it through, but Blandy wasn't going to give up any more position than what he'd lost out, trying to avoid the spinning Kuda Vasuri. Vasuri hopefully back on track and trying to fight his way back to the front end. There's race 1 winner. He's sitting in 4th place. And looks like the race 2 is going to go all the way towards Sean Lereserve. Keegan Masters up there as well. Look out for Jean Gerber, top master there as well, fighting for honours with Sean Lereserve. So 2 masters and 2 of the cup drivers fighting for the lead as they head across the line and complete lap number 1. Aerial material as they head down this main straightaway. Incredible stuff here as they go flying down this one. And you can see just how hard these drivers are pushing. In the background, Daniel Duminy having a look. Matt Shorter shuts the door, won't let him through. Whoa, very close action. It's 2 of the youngsters taking on 2 of the masters. And the first 4 cars starting to pull away ever so slightly there. Doesn't look like there's any answer, unfortunately, coming from 5th place right now. But let's keep an eye on that as they start to make their way through the S's. Yuri Swart coming into the mix as well as Clinton Mercedes at the 38 special. Nathan holding up Sean Holtzhausen. Good start here from Holtzhausen, much better than what we've seen from him all season long. He's kind of out up and down, and his teammates in the pit lane. Trevor Bland with an issue in the Universal Health Phoenix machine. And here you can see a replay of that turn 2 incident. Chris Shorter just got out of shape. Unfortunately, in the background, in sympathy, was Kuda Vasuri trying to avoid the spinning Chris Shorter. He ended up on the dirt on the inside, and there you can see from behind, Blandy just helped him on his way. Nothing for Trevor Bland to do there, unfortunately. The car was right in his way through the S's, and there's just no opportunity for you to miss that. Side-by-side action at the front end. Lereserve trying to keep out the youngsters and his arch rival in this Masters Championship, and that's Jean Gerber. We're on board here with Brad Liebenberg, sitting probably in the best seat in the house right now, because he knows the issues at the front end could be sorted out if somebody gets a little touch or a nudge somewhere on track. Hopefully that's not going to be happening. He's definitely got some great pace down that straightaway. We saw that in race number 1 as he went past his stablemate. Jean Gerber trying to keep the rest of this field behind him. And more importantly, Brad Liebenberg at this stage for 4th place. Le Reserve is having one of the best drives we've seen out of him in a long, long time. And that Alpine Motors machine working hard to keep out Matt Shorter. Shorter having a great run here. He's going to definitely have a dive at some point. There's Simon Need, John Craig. Vazuri is back and he's looking for an opportunity to get to the front end if he can. Oh, big maneuver on the inside there. Shorter is getting very, very dangerous. He looks like he wants past, and he wants past badly on that Alpine Motors car that leads things out. His stablemate is up there as well now. Keegan Masters makes it 3 of the Signature Motorsport cars up there with Jean Gerber in the CrossFit and C-Track car, and the Alpine Motors machine still leading out as they head towards Dunlop. Round the outside, Shorter won't find a way through there, but he's going to try and slingshot it. Watch this one. They're going on to the final lap, and Shorter's going to have a look. He's in the slipstream. Can he make it stick now? Kudavazuri sneaks up on the inside too, makes up one more position, and starts to make his way back through the field. Great driving there between him and hello! There's a tap. Wow, Matt Shorter had a big look on the inside of Sean Le Reserve. Le Reserve caught the spin, and it looks like Matt Shorter, looks like he might have done a little bit of damage to that car because he's slowing. Yes, Liebenberg is on his tail, looking for a way through. Hanger sweep. Oh, he's got it out of shape. There, he's gone. He's off the circuit. Running wide at Hanger. That's not what you want to be doing in a polo, but unfortunately, it looks like there's a bit of damage on that car after the touch between him and Le Reserve, and he's now going to try and nurse it home and keep it ahead of his brother. I don't think Chris will give him too much of an issue. He'll probably go past him and align through, realizing that he's slowing up. But this battle is now for 3rd place, and you can see, well, it's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and there's 3 cars all within the same millisecond of each other. Le Reserve, even though he got tapped and spun out, has managed to maintain his lead, and he's going to do exactly what he thought he might do. At the front end of the race, he was on pole. He's taken it flag to flag, and the victory goes to Sean Le Reserve. Masters wins out for 2nd place, just beating Jean Gerber to the line. Jean Gerber first of the Masters there in the Glassfit and Sameka C-Track car. Laren caught up with Trevor Bland to find out what went wrong.
So Trev, was that a little bit worse than a parking lot chaos, month end and end of range sale?
Yeah, you could say that. It all started in turn 1. I got pushed into Gary. Gary was sideways. Then I thought Gavin's fine, we're out of this now. As I get through the S's, there's cars sideways, there's bumpers flying. And you know what they say, when in doubt, go flat out. Now, unfortunately, went into Kuda. Now the guys are working flat out, but I'm sure I've got a great team. I know I've got a great team. They're going to fix it, and race 3, we're going to try again.
Well, Sean, you proved you're the master today.
Yeah, look, it was an epic race. Matt tried everything he could to get past me. I knew I was slightly quicker in some corners and slower in the others, so I blocked where I had to. But no, it was one of the best races I've had in a while. That's the thing about Polo Cup. The racing is always super close, and we had a great, clean, tidy race.
Matt, you used every trick in your disposal, including a little bit of a bump from behind on once or twice.
With such close racing, I think eventually someone had to bump somebody else. Unfortunately, I came out a little bit second best. But what a race up until then. Myself still being so young, my 2nd year in the series, I've still got a lot to learn, and today I definitely learned a lot. The car was great, but Sean made his car twice as wide. Unfortunately, couldn't find a way past, but still one race to go, and hopefully we can get a better result.
It's top quality stuff coming out of the Engen Volkswagen Cup this year, and really, we've seen a number of champions, or potential champions, making their way to the front end of the field. Matt Shorter is definitely one of them. Sean Le Reserve is certainly looking good, but there are a couple other guys that could potentially spoil the day. Chris Shorter is due a victory, and I'm sure he's going to push hard here in this 3rd and final heat. They come to the line to take up their positions for the start. And let's see whose money is going to be where their mouths are. Good start from Graham Nathan and from Gary van Heerden as they come from the 4th row of the grid. But the rest of the field comes streaming down. Now to start sorting things out under braking. Chris Shorter is on pole position, so he wants to try and do exactly what Le Reserve did in race number 2, and that's win from the front. Trevor Bland with a little touch. Oh, Nathan got a rub from his teammate as well as they went through turn 1, now into the S's, and sneaking through there, Yuri Swart on Brad Benningfield's tail. The Nashua car having a much better run here, and Benningfield looking for a top 6 finish overall if he stays where he is. Justin Oates on the outside, looking for opportunities with Gary van Heerden. Kudavazuri right on their tail in the Volkswagen Motorsport entry. Now they head up towards the hairpin. This is hard braking, and you can see already Chris Shorter pulling away. Brad Liebenberg is going with him. The stablemate a bit further back, there's Yuri Swart putting the pressure on and actually applying the pressure and getting through by that applied pressure and moving up one position over Brad Benningfield. Great move there from Yuri Swart. The two Carters really getting to grips with Polo Cup racing right from the word go. They head towards Dunlop corner now. Shorter goes on the defensive. In the background, look at how they're starting to catch up on the back end as Shorter holds them up. Benningfield with Trevor Bland on his tail. That would be second place in the Masters right now. Just behind him, you can see the rest of the field starting to push hard. Jean Gerber, Graham Nathan, Gary van Heerden and Sean Holtzhausen fighting for the Masters. And Graham Nathan, it's his first time back in a polo in a long, long time, as you heard in the interview at the top of the show. But he certainly has got maybe a little bit of rust to shake off as well. Hasn't been behind the wheel of a race car for a long, long time, particularly in a field that is as competitive as what this Polo Cup field is. We know just how hard these youngsters push at the front end, and Graham was actually saying just how impressed he was with the ability and, of course, how the level has stepped up in Engen Volkswagen Cup. Hard on the braking, Shorter hangs on, but only just. Can he keep it all together for the next couple of laps? It's only 10 around this circuit, so there's only about 22 Ks to do, and all of a sudden, things are looking a little bit more hectic at the front end. This is Loreseve's point of view as they go through Chevy Sweep and up towards the Dunlop corner. Dunlop curve is a really tricky one. He's going to have to go in the defensive because there is pressure coming from behind. It's from Bland, and Jean Gerber's not too far away as well for the Masters. Chris Shorter hanging on for now. Brad Liebenberg. Look how quick Liebenberg is down the straight. We saw it in the first race. We saw it in the second race. Can he make a move on his teammate and get through him? Turn one, and it's turn one car in front. The turn one car goes defensive. Shorter is not going to give this one up. Brad Liebenberg tries around the outside. He's already taken a victory today, so his confidence will be right up there. But further back, they start to sort themselves out. There is Jean Gerber, not having the same kind of run as what we saw earlier on from that Glassford car. Kudavazuri actually keeping Simon Need behind him, so that's another great start and good halfway distant race there from Bazuri. Brad Benningfield and, of course, Daniel Dermody just behind him. Those are the youngsters, the young guns of this field, really having a good one. One of the youngest drivers, of course, is that man, Keegan Masters, and he's having an incredible season so far. He wants to try and maintain his lead in this championship, and third place here in race 3 could possibly keep him up at the front end of the overall championship hunt. He comes out of the sweep, up towards Dunlop. I don't think there's going to be any answer here to Chris Shorter. Liebenberg is trying hard. In fact, you can see how hard Shorter's trying to. Locking the brakes up into Dunlop, and those Ferrotas are working double time. Oh, great bit of driving there. Late braking coming out of Yuri Swart. Yuri Swart is probably having the best drive we've seen out of him in the Engen Volkswagen Cup. On the back end of Sean Loreseve, you can't go wrong. You will certainly learn a lot behind that man. Onto the braking markers for one again, and Payen turn one car leads out over the Ferrota machine of Liebenberg. Keegan Masters sitting comfortably waiting for a mistake. Then we go back to the second battle. In fact, this is the third battle. As you can see, it's all about that man, Matt Shorter. And unfortunately, this time, it's Brad Benningfield in the Nashua car that runs wide all on his own sim. That opens up an opportunity, and thank you very much, says Kudavazuri. He sneaks through and moves up one position. So Vazuri now up to 14th place, and Benningfield down to 15. 1, 2, and 3 coming to the closing stages, and Chris Shorter is trying to hang on. He's trying to do everything right. Don't get the braking wrong. Don't get anything wrong up into Dunlop corner. Just get it onto the right line. Hold that line and get the braking right, and you've got it. There's no way those cars are going to be able to out-drag you. These 3 cars at the front end are so evenly matched. Oh, Yuri Swart, you were in front of Sean and you've run wide. Can you believe that? Yuri Swart with a late race mistake. Checkered flag is out. It's Shorter from Liebenberg. Great driving from the youngsters at the front end. Keegan Masters comes through for third place. First of the Masters, though, goes to Sean Loreseve. Yuri Swart making that little mistake and allowing him through. Clinton Besaidon in 6, Bland and Jean Gerber 7 and 8. In the championship, it's all about Keegan Masters maintaining a 10-point lead over Chris Shorter, but Shorter is certainly closing in on him. Trevor Bland and Sean Loreseve and Jean Gerber, 3 of the Masters, moving up into the top 5. And Laren caught up with 2 more of the Masters, Nathan and Holtzhausen.
Gents, it was a tight battle between the 2 of you out on track for race 3. Graham.
Yeah, it was a stunning day. I had a great day. I drove with Sean a lot. There were a couple of moves that I had cocked it up and got it sideways, and he was really actually in. And then with a lot of respect from this man, he let me go, and we just carried on with a great weekend.
Sean, he said to me you drove like a gentleman. I don't know if I'd stand for that.
No, well, Graham taught me a lot. I learned some school fees today, and it was probably one of the best races of my life. I enjoyed it. Being behind Graham, it was a decent, proper race. I really, really enjoyed it.
Chris, it was an awesome victory, but you had to work for it.
Yeah, no, that was tough. Brad kept me honest the whole way.
I'm not too sure what it is with PE in the last race, but it seems to always work out for us, and I'm extremely happy. Big thanks to Etienne, to Ronnie, to everybody, all the guys from Payan that came and supported us out here today. This wins for them, so I'm extremely happy.
We stay down in the Eastern Cape for the next round. Hopefully you'll join us there at the East London Grand Prix circuit. This Volkswagen Cup action was proudly brought to you by Engen, Volkswagen, Dunlop, and Champion.